Podketeers.
So yeah, it was quite a weekend. I had an opportunity to watch John Cena's final match. It was bittersweet to say the least.
No.
It's funny because there's this weird there. I realize that there's this huge crossover between wrestling fans and Disney fans,
Mm-hmm.
and I I like growing up, I was never a huge John Cena fan. Like he was kind of like that little kid hero, that everybody wanted and stuff. And I had other people that I really enjoyed watching. One of them is now one of the most hated men in the company because he just doesn't know how to book properly, apparently. But that's a story for another time, I guess. But yeah, John Cena had his final match this weekend. People are angry because he tapped out. He gave up, and so I think in wrestling there's this what they call time honored tradition where if you are leaving, if you're retiring, you do the honors and you look up at the lights for the up and comer and you put someone over before you leave the company. And that's usually reserved for somebody that's younger and that's like really needs the push,
Mm-hmm.
that's like really gonna get like
A
you
boost
know
from that
a boost
Yeah.
from
defeating
that.
a
Yeah,
legend.
exactly. But they got somebody that already kind of had that. They got Gunther. He's already fairly well established. He's
Gunther?
not Gunther.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is he
the
German?
Ring General. Yeah, he's from Austria.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
The Ring General. He doesn't need the rub. He was already fairly well established. Unless they're going to make him, I heard somebody call him the Thanos of the wrestling industry. If that's what they're gonna build him up to be, cool. But they're not gonna do that because they're horrible at story writing, and I feel like they basically wasted John Cena's final match. And it was really horrible the way that they did it too. Normally, in instances like this where there's like the good guy, the baby face, they'll be in this chokehold. That's how he was trying to get him to submit. He had him in a chokehold just
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over for a good 15 minutes, over and over. And he kept like passing out, and he kept like coming back to life, doing the whole crowd working thing. And then at the end, you see Gunther just like hit him in the head with a bunch of elbows, put him in a chokehold again. And then you see John Cena kind of like glazed over. He looks up, and then you see him kind of like half smile, and
I
then he
saw
just
that.
goes
I,
for the
you know,
tap. It wasn't even like an excited like, oh my god, like I'm tapping, I'm tapping. It was just like,
I'm done.
yeah,
well,
that's basically what it was. It was kind
I,
of
s-
like, all right, I'm done.
I wonder
I'm.
if. Oh, go ahead, Melissa. Sorry.
I was gonna say I'm laughing because I've seen the pictures of him tapping out,
Yeah.
and like it looked like right before, not the video. I mean, I saw videos, not pictures. Whatever. Um, the point is, right before he tapped out, it looked like he had this smile of no regrets as he did
Yeah,
that.
kind of.
So I don't
It
know if I don't know. We don't know if he like thought of that and all that stuff, but mm,
so there. I mean, there's all these theories going around. Um, I I was talking to my brother about this, and I had several ideas go into my head, thinking like, I wonder if John knew that he was going to lose because he likes the tradition, like he
Mm-hmm.
likes to do the honors and stuff like that. Or I'm sorry, I wonder if John was told he was going to win before the match, and he was like really amped up and everything. And at the end of the match, like the referee's constantly communicating with the back, like the people that are calling the match.
mhm.
It's called the gorilla position. And usually the guy running stuff back there is Triple H, former wrestler, and uh, he. There's a lot I can say, but I won't. The point is that it almost looks like John was told he was going to win, and at the end they called an audible and they said, "John, you're going to lose. I need you to tap out." And that's why he was just like, "All right, I guess
Ah,
I'm tapping out." And that's why he did it like half-heartedly because
yeah.
it was like even at the end he just kind of sat there and he's like, "I gave you all I had." That's like It was so disappointing. It looks like there may have been some problems. I went back and I watched the match again this morning to verify a couple things. But when John Cena came out and he was like shaking everybody's hand, there was a bunch of legends like old wrestlers and stuff. And he went and he shook everybody's hand except for the the president of the company. Like he just kind of looked at him and he just kind of like turned away and just moved on to everyone else. And then when the end of the match happened, uh, people were very vocal about how unhappy they were because they were dropping f bombs at Triple H as he walked down the aisle with all of the wrestlers following him to like say goodbye to John Cena. There was a lot of BS chants in the audience.
Good.
It was a very vocal crowd, and uh, he steps up and he had this grin on his face, like ha ha ha, I got you. This is my final rib to you. Like the smile that he had on his face looked malicious to me. At least like it was like when somebody was purposely trying to do something mean to you and got away with it, is what it looked like to me. Like I could be completely wrong, so I'll say
I mean,
allegedly, but
fits it fits the persona.
it does, and that's why
Mhm.
I'm saying like it looked malicious. It looks like John was supposed to win, and then at the end, like they just kind of switched it up on him. They gave him a little video package and everything. He did the whole like taking off, like whenever somebody retires, they take off their wrestling boots and they leave them in the middle of the ring and they just walk away. He took off his sneakers and his wristbands and all that stuff, left them in the ring. And somebody yelled out, "Now take off the jorts!" I'm like, please don't. There's children in the crowd, sir. Please don't. So yeah, he walked away, said his final goodbye, and I realized I was much more angry about it than I should have been. Didn't grow up a huge John Cena fan. There came a certain point in, I would say like probably after like 2012, 2013, where I saw him a little bit differently, and I think I saw him through the eyes of a dad.
Mhm.
Not from a wrestling fan. I saw what he was doing for kids. Like he holds the record of like most Make a Wish
Mhm.
wishes,
Mm.
like worldwide. And he's always like every interaction that I've seen, he's just like really nice, especially to kids. Like he's never, he never denies a photo, even if he's tired, even if he's like having a bad day, especially for children, he'll never deny them. And as a dad, I saw him a little bit different, and I respected him a little bit more. His mantra of like hustle, loyalty, respect started to mean something a little bit different to me after that, and I kind of became a John Cena fan after that. And I wasn't like wearing the gear. I do own a couple of John Cena T-shirts. I did order the last match one just like to have his last match T-shirt, which kind of angers me because WWE is going to be getting the money from that. He's only getting a portion of it, but whatever. But yeah, John Cena, thank you for the ride. You're probably not going to watch this podcast ever, but if somebody ever tells you like, "Hey, Podketeers was talking about you," just know that we see you. Thank you for everything. Cena out, I guess. So
See you on the silver screen.
yeah,
On
exactly. See you
Peacemaker.
With,
in Peacemaker.
Oh,
Yep.
that's the on the small screen. That's not the
John
silver
Cena will return.
screen.
Hey, speaking of children, did you hear what In and Out did?
What?
Yeah. No, yes.
Sorry,
what
I
In-N-Out
had something
did?
in my eye.
Yes, I heard what In and Out did.
Oh yes. Sorry, I don't even know how I didn't hear it.
So, if you have children, you've probably, or are around children, you've probably heard the whole 6'7", 6'7". And I didn't even want to say it right now because I feel like it's like one of those Alexa situations where you're gonna trigger everybody's like devices.
Huh?
But In and Out, because there were all these viral videos of people going into the restaurant and waiting for that number and essentially just cheering like crazy and just making this huge deal every time the number came up. They're officially banning the number.
They've removed it from the number system.
Yeah, so after 66, you're going
Now
straight
there's
to
only
68.
98 numbers, or however, I don't remember how far their numbers go up.
They should be like 66B,
0.5.
0.5.
And
But yeah, I guess I don't know if that's gonna change the minds of children at all. But
no.
hey, you
No.
do you in and
I mean,
out.
there's still gonna be, I'm sure there's gonna be instances where they'll be like, okay, order 6 and order 7, and you go 7.
Oh,
Those
Yeah.
numbers do still exist. But yeah, I think it's preventative measures, I guess, for the sanity of the people that work at In-N-Out.
well, I could tell you a really quick story. So at work, I can't count from 1 to 10. I have to do 10 to 1.
Okay,
Just so
so it's
they
7
don't come up with that.
6. I
Yes,
see.
and that'll throw
Oh,
them off.
man.
So parents, if you want to do that, do it. I work with teenagers. Do it.
Oh man, does it actually work though, or do they ever call you out and be like, "How come we can't count
I don't.
forward?
You know what?
We're
That's a good
teenagers. We
question.
know how to count."
I haven't. I'm gonna actually try it, but I just know I cannot count from 1 to 10.
Right.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Eh,
It's one of those
To
things.
It makes them happy.
to make it clear, you know how to count to 1 to 10. It
Correct.
just if you count to 1 to 10, there are
There's gonna be
consequences.
a
There
situation.
is.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Andrew, I'm looking at your background.
Uh-huh.
I see the little gingerbread.
Oh,
Mickeys
I have
and
my little
Minnies.
gingerbread Mickey tree.
Yay.
And then I was trying to dress it up, and I was like, oh, it's too short. It's just like a 1-foot Christmas tree. And so what you
Hey.
cannot see is a legal paper box and a garbage can that
Holding
the
it up.
tree that, and then I put this fake plant junk around the bottom,
Nice.
and you can't even
Whatever
tell.
works.
You can't even
Hey.
tell. I got
It's
Santa
festive.
Winnie the Pooh. I put a Santa hat on Indy back here. I got a Santa hat on my head. All kinds of stuff.
You're gonna have to get a tinier hat for Indy. That thing
Yeah,
is,
it's
like, swallowing him.
it's one with like Mickey ears on it. It's for people. I need to get
Oh,
the one that McGruff has or whatever, the one that's for dogs
yeah, that'll
or smaller. Or you can 3D print me one that'll fit over his hat.
I could do that. I could do that, and it'll be specifically catered for
Yeah, for
your
Indy. Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah,
Let's do
it'll
that.
fit like it'll just like fit right
It'll
onto
just
the fedora, and it just come like right
Perfect.
over.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, let me get to work
On
on
it.
that.
But speaking of the Santa hats, I've told you guys already, but I want to tell the audience this story because I think this is funny.
Yes.
The other day I went to the Cheesecake Factory just to pick up some food for dinner, and in the holiday season I tend to wear a Santa hat to work and to out and whatever. It's not this one, it's a little lighter one, but it's still long like this. It's a regular Santa hat. I wear a baseball cap or a cap normally, and I put it over top of that, so I have a brim and everything. And just to paint a picture, I'm wearing all black basically. That's what I wear to work. I have black jeans on, a black T-shirt with a white logo, a black fleece, and then my Santa hat. And I'm in the Cheesecake Factory, and I'm waiting. I go in, I say, hi, I have a pickup order. I made it online, and da-da-da-da-da. And they go, oh, it's going to be a little bit because I got there early. So I get there, and I'm waiting in the area, just kind of leaning on my phone, scrolling, whatever. And then I feel a hand on my shoulder. And I
Oh.
look over, and
know this
there's
part
a
of the story.
man, and he has his arm around me. And he says, shh, it'll be a surprise. And I go, huh? And I can see that
What?
this whole family has there's 12 people are standing over there. They just had come from eating, and somebody is talking to the Cheesecake Factory, the people that seat you or take your name down,
Yeah.
to be like, oh, can you take our picture? And they get the person to take the picture. like give him the phone, whatever. They all turn around to look for Dad, and he has his arm around me. And they all kind of go, "Oh, pictures with Santa." And I go, "Huh?" And they all, they all gather around me. And they go, "Okay, pictures with Santa." And the lady at the Cheesecake Factory with the phone is taking the pictures, and I'm, waving like this and whatever. And the guy's like squeezing me and whatever. We take a bunch of pictures, and then they go, "Okay." And then the dad says something like, thanks, whatever. And then who I'm assuming is the mom says something like, something along the lines of like, "Thank you, it's okay, I have 5 million followers." And I go, "Okay, am I famous now? How is this working? What is there royalties on these 5 million followers? I should have been wearing a Podketeers shirt if I would have known." But yeah, so pictures with Santa at the Cheesecake Factory. I thought that was
okay. Wait, that's way more info than you gave us before.
That's why I wanted to tell the whole story. I sent a picture. I'm just like, somebody just took a picture with me, and I sent it to like 20 people. I'm like, this just happened.
That is so.
Yeah.
I wanted to flip a table as soon as you said she had 5 million. Who cares if you do?
I was like,
why are they touching you?
What does that matter? The taking a picture, I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I just like, why did you bring up you have 5 million followers? Are you going to promote my Santa Claus services or something? I've not been able to find this picture of me in the Cheesecake Factory.
You know what? I'll be looking. I want to see this.
Well, if you find anybody,
I'm so nosy.
I'm just gonna say it out loud. Oh, Andrew, Cheesecake Factory, pictures with Santa. Don't worry, the algorithm will recognize it. It'll feed it to to me like in a day or so.
Keep a lookout for like a big 12-person family or something, and then me with a Santa hat on in the middle.
The audacity!
Oh
my gosh! No.
I should have asked him for a copy of the picture. Like, can you send that to me?
Yeah.
I still had to wait for my food, and so I'm like texting everybody, and I'm like, okay, this passed, whatever. And then I'm still waiting, and then this lady comes up to me, like this other group, like 4 or 5 older people go out, and she is looking at me, and okay, and I don't think of anything of it. And then she comes up to me, and I go, "Oh no, it's gonna happen again." And she goes, "Can you take a picture?"
Oh my god!
And
at least she asked.
Well, no, she goes, "Can you take a picture?" And I was like, she's like, "Can you take a picture of us?" And I go, "Oh yeah, okay." Yeah.
That's fine.
And then I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm having a weird reaction. Some family just took a picture with me 6 or 7 minutes ago. I don't know what's going on. But yes, I will happily take a picture of the 4 people, in front of this bush at the Cheesecake Factory. Here's 8 cheese, and I'll flip it the other way. I know how they do it at Disneyland."
Oh my goodness.
I thought it was comical. I'm not mad or anything. This is, I think, is going to become one of those stories I tell the rest of my life, up until when I start looking like Santa, and then people will just be like, "Yeah, that makes sense. You look like Santa."
But you were
when I turned white and yeah, I know I was wearing black.
Like an anxiety,
and I was on my phone. It wasn't like I was posted up like, "Hey, come on over, ho ho ho." I told my coworker, and she says, "Did you ho 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 for them?" And I said, "No."
Oh gosh,
I'm
no,
confused.
no.
Because I do a pretty good ho ho ho. I understand that I can look like Santa very easily. Just in that instance, I don't think I looked too much like Santa, other than wearing a Santa hat on. But hey, whatever. It's a good.
Man, in that sense, I wish you would have screamed like "Stranger Danger."
Oh my god.
Yes. like, go straight up Bobby Hill. That's my purse.
No,
No,
that's my purse. No, get
oh
away.
my gosh.
Yeah, I'm having like an anxiety thing just thinking about it. And it didn't even happen to me.
Right.
I just, you know, the influencer culture,
Mhm.
just the audacity and the
Yeah.
entitlement that so many of them feel that it's like they can just
Right.
do whatever they want. Like, how do they know you're not part of witness protection?
Right.
Right? I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying, like, how do that's always been my issue. Like, what if somebody that's getting filmed, you know, with these whatever they like go up to somebody and they instantly film or something, like, how do you know like those people are not trying to hide
Right.
from somebody, or they're trying
Right.
to like keep their identity private or something like that's the one. Like, there's this like line that everybody like says, it's like, oh well, Disneyland's a public place. It's like, it's not a public place, it's a private business that happens to allow you to record in it.
Right.
But they're not a public place.
It's not like,
Right.
you
Right?
know, the street.
Exactly.
Correct,
Like, if
correct.
you know,
The park.
if you were on the you know, on the street, on the curb or something, that's different.
Yeah.
You know, then it's a little more fair game. But you know, the constantly filming people, like the ones that really kind of get to me are the man on the street style videos that people do at Disneyland, where they just run up to somebody, they're like, "What's your favorite Disney character?" and they hold up a microphone in their face.
Oh, they're like trying to be
Like,
Billy Eichner
That's,
or whatever.
Come on,
They're
bro.
trying.
That's rude. That's no.
like,
that's
here, Grimace.
yeah.
Like,
And then something bad happens, and then they're like, "Oh, well, I was just trying to have fun." It's like, don't surprise people like that. You
trying to
never
have
know
fun.
what the
There's this
reaction
place
is gonna
called
be.
Disneyland. You're there. Go,
Yeah,
Right.
go,
Don't ruin
go
somebody's
ride Pirates of
day.
the Caribbean. Like,
Yeah.
you know, go eat a churro.
Well, that's quite an experience, man.
It
When you
is.
sent us and you told us, like, oh, I just got confused for Santa, I was like, aha, that's funny. I thought some
Yeah.
kids were like, look, Ma, it's Santa. I didn't know it was like that, and some dudes coming up to you and stuff.
I just
No,
like
that's
his
a no
arm
for
around
me.
and I'm like, huh?
No.
It was strange to say the least, very confusing, but again, like this, I'm gonna wear. My wife is going to be annoyed to hear this story for the 40th time
Oh,
when I tell it,
no.
but I gotta wear it out at
I'll
least.
give her a
this Christmas.
timestamp.
That's okay.
I'll give her a timestamp.
Oh, she doesn't listen to this. What are we talking about? She hears enough of me talking.
Yeah, I know the feeling. All right, well, I'm glad that it went okay, I guess, and so now you're Santa.
I'm
I'm
Santa.
gonna be looking
So,
out for this video. or
Yeah, it's just a
or whatever
picture.
it
Like, go
happens to
if you
be.
see a photo in the Cheesecake Factory with me and the family, send it to me, please.
Now you know.
I've looked at all of the. It was in. I'll dox myself. I don't care. It's in the Roseville Galleria Cheesecake Factory. At the
I love
gallery
your
in
There you
spirit about
go.
this, man. I would be so angry.
Roseville, California.
And he had to drive like 40 miles to get there.
I mean, it's not in the same town as my house, so I'll tell you that much.
There you go.
Perfect.
Hey,
Let's
come
see.
to my house, whatever. I don't care. No, I'm kidding. Don't come to my house. You too
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
Let's see. I jotted this down. I wanted to ask you. This is unrelated. This is actually more related to the John Cena story. But now I feel like, oh man.
Ho ho ho.
Thank you. Street Fighter.
Yeah.
We got a teaser trailer. We got a bunch of characters that, you know, there was a reveal. I think they showed it off at like a Comic-Con or something like that, or the Game Awards or something this last week.
Yeah.
Mel, you sent the trailer. I had a
Mhm.
chance to watch it. You seem really excited about it.
Yeah, I do.
What are your general thoughts on this?
It's so I said, oh, I was excited, but it's because it looks bad that it's gonna be fun.
Oh,
that
okay.
kind of sense.
Okay.
I'm not taking it seriously at all. No. I
Okay,
just want to
okay,
see like
cool,
what
cool.
they put in and stuff, but yeah, no. 50 cents. 50 cents. excuse me.
50 cent.
50 cent.
I'm like
Half
his
dollar.
hair. I'm like, it looks
2 quarters.
it looks like a marker.
I mean, I heard, I don't know how he's going to pull this boxer thing off. He's going to be Balrog. I heard he's more of a documentarian, but I don't know. Yeah, I saw your comment over on Discord, and I was like, is she, like, I know Mel's humor. Like, is she saying this because she's being ironic? But it was one of those things where, like, the context, like, it could have gone both ways.
Right.
And I was like, is she being silly, Mel, or is she being serious on this one? So I'm glad you cleared it up. I'm with you on this one. It seems so campy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
the thing. So the reason I have to admit, I think I'm actually gonna like it as bad as it's gonna be, and I'm gonna tell you that I think I'm gonna like it because the characters look like the characters.
They do.
Right? Like, they went out of their way to give them the features, and part of the reason that it was more on my radar, obviously, is, you know, we're talking about John Cena. 2 wrestlers are going to be a part of the Street Fighter movie. Roman Reigns is going to be Akuma, and Cody Rhodes is going to be Colonel Guile. And they, like, I saw their characters, and they kind of look like the characters. They went full-blown video game character on this. And I think that's why I'm going to like it. Because they didn't take it too seriously and just try to leave... I'll use Roman as an example. They could have used Roman and just kind of, like, maybe giving him some glowing eyes or something like that. No, they, like, changed up his face and they CGI'd it to look... At least in the teaser trailer. I don't know what the film's going to look like. But it looks like the game characters.
It does.
And it's so damn campy looking that I have a feeling that I'm going to love this so much. And then I'm going to watch it. And then I'm going to hate myself for loving it so much.
Right.
But then at the end, I'm going to be like, I'm going to buy that on Blu-ray when it's out.
Right? It seems like fun. And the one scene that they had the car in, it's like, that's the iconic car that's in the game. I'm like, I want to see more now.
Yeah. There was the scene where Chun-Li is, like, raising the leg, but it's, like, going so fast, apparently, like, as she's, like, kicking up the challenger. Yeah, everything looks very video gamey. It looks very campy. I don't know. I'm like, I don't agree with their choices for characters for everyone in the movie. There's at least 1 or 2 people that I'm kind of like, they're in there. But
it's okay.
You can't win them all, I guess. I'll just have to wait for everything else. And then when I get it on Blu-ray, and hate myself for getting it on Blu-ray, I can just fast forward through those parts manually.
I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy that they chose to play M. Bison, I think he's a pretty good choice, considering...
He looks like a good choice. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I don't remember his name
Hold
either.
on, I'll tell you right now. I'm looking at the character posters. M. Bison. Wait, what does M. Bison look like? M. Bison. His name is David Dash... He's the guy that played the Scarecrow in Batman.
Oh, he's
in The Dark Knight. Yeah, but that's what I know him from.
Yeah.
David
Dashmachian, mate.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
But he's pretty good, so.
Chris
his character looks good.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna look like. Obviously, like I said, we don't know what any of these characters are gonna look like, what they're gonna feel like, or anything. But even Jason Momoa as Blanca, holy cow!
There's just a guy named Joe.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There's also who was playing Vega?
I'll tell you.
Orville Peck.
Yeah. The Vega character looks good too.
He looks sick.
There's so many characters. I'm telling you, they look so video gamey. They're so campy looking. When they're fighting, I hope that it looks like a really badly, poorly CGI'd fight that came straight out of a video game.
Yep.
Like, they have the ability to potentially make these fights look like, like the most amazing fights ever. But man, I hope they don't. I hope that when I see a Sonic Boom, there's a slow motion like Sonic Boom, and then you see the thing and it looks all cartoony. Yeah. When I see Jason Momoa just go like meh, meh, with the electricity, I'm telling you, oof, Yeah, I'm with you on this one. They have the potential of really making this so horribly good. I'm looking forward to it. Already pre-ordering it on Blu-ray. Let's see. Where are we at right now? We're about you know what? We're about 30 minutes in or so on this episode. So I'll tell you what. Before we continue, I'm gonna take a quick break to offer our thanks to a very special group of listeners and viewers known as the FGP Squad. Our podcast, Fairy Godparents, because it's their support via Patreon that help make these episodes of Podketeers possible. For more information on how you can become part of the FGP Squad family, we invite you to go to podketeers.com/FGP. There you will find a list of some of our top contributors, a link to our Patreon, a little information on what the FGP Squad is all about. But in short, being a part of the FGP Squad family gets you some additional perks like access to a special section of Discord, additional content that we've uploaded to Patreon. You also get discount codes for new Podketeers gear. You get random stuff that I send out sometimes. I've gotten into 3D printing in the last year, and I don't have space for all the stuff that I make, so I'll make something and then I'll just send it out and give it away. So you might be the lucky recipient of one of those items. So yeah, Podketeers.com/FGP is where you want to go if you're interested in becoming part of the FGP Squad family. And of course, to all of the members of the FGP Squad, we just want to send a huge thank you for your continued support. Also, since we're talking about links, Podketeers.com/links is where you want to go for all your latest Podketeer linking needs. Why? Because on that page you'll find the latest episode, a link to the Quizneyland playlist, of course our Discord community, a link for the FGP Squad, any fundraisers that we're running with our official charity team, Teamboat Willie. You'll find a link, of course, to our YouTube channel and our pal Larry's YouTube channel, Goofy Guys Adventures. You'll also find a link to our Armchair Imagineering playlist. So podketeers.com/links, bookmark it, set a little shortcut on your phone so you have an icon. You can visit it whenever you want. It doesn't get updated more than once a week, at least when there's a brand new episode. But you know what? If you have it and there's new stuff, you have it. And that makes a world of difference. Back to the show. Yay. It's like every time you hear a bell ring. Every time somebody creates a bookmark for the links page. Someone gets a Mickey churro.
I like that.
I mean, a Mickey churro doesn't exist, but we'll say that so that it's
Not in this country.
That's true. Not in this country. That's very true. All right, let's see. I wanted. Actually, I didn't even tell you about this before. I wanted to surprise you with this video. So as always, browsing TikTok, browsing Instagram Reels. And stuff. I found. Okay, so Andrew, I don't know how big of a fan you were of like electronic music or like raves and all that stuff like growing up. I know that you're a fan of electronica, but outside of that, I don't
Look
know,
at me.
like,
Don't
where
I
you
look like a
stand.
rave enthusiast?
You do. Dressed as Santa.
Dressed as Santa, little Santa glasses, and on my Mickey Mouse shirt. I have a bunch. I needless to say, no, not big into EDM or rave culture.
Okay. Well,
I know very, very little. I've had friends that are into it and stuff like that, but nothing personal experience. But yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, I still think that you're gonna appreciate it
Sure.
because I follow a lot of musicians on TikTok, and I came upon this artist or a DJ. They go by DJ Dave. That is their name. But what's interesting about DJ Dave and this particular genre of like EDM or like house music or whatever you want to call it is that it's all code. It's actually computer code that they are typing out, and they hashtag it as algo rave, like algorithm rave, basically.
Oh,
And
not
so they have
like
these
the
live
vice president
sessions.
from the 90s.
No,
Oh.
no, no, no. They have
I got
It took Melissa a second, and then she was mad at
got
me.
no, I got it. I got it. So there's they have these sessions. You know how like they have like live like people DJing underground like parties, right? And
Yeah.
all that stuff. They have these sessions where they are like on like showing up on the wall the code that they are like manually typing in as they like piece this song together. And I want to show you this video because this is so cool. Well, at least I thought it was so cool. But check this out. So right here, she's essentially typing code, changing the beats,
Oh my
you know, changing the
gosh.
timing. It's live. It's
That's
being live
awesome.
coded. Okay, so there's the notes that are being used,
Wow.
and then they're like right there. She was changing the gain. So now it's jumping back and forth. They're using like a coded slider. That's the second line of the code. And now it's commenting out that other part. It's almost like if you're fading out the entire piece of music and fading it back in when you uncomment it. Isn't this so cool?
I love it. The skills.
All right, so it looped again, but
Wow.
this is like a skill level where as a musician, like one, you have to be like super smart to be able to code this, you know,
Yep.
or you need to know enough to be able to code this. But uh, you know, as a musician, you have to know music theory in such a way where what you're coding will match what you're hearing in your head to try to
Mhm.
put this song together. And I saw this and I was just in awe. Like I
Mhm.
probably sat there for like an hour and a half watching algo rave videos.
I
All
think
right, so
it's awesome. Especially like, okay, so there's people out there that don't appreciate EDM music. They just think, oh, someone just presses a button and that's it. No, no, no. She's doing so much work
mhm.
to remember to know what code to put in to enter and everything, and then this happens. That's art. Like,
Yeah.
it's awesome.
And I'm telling you, there's other videos where they're live, like they're having live sessions at a club
Whoa.
or you know some underground place where they're live coding this, starting with just a bass beat, and they're building and building and building and building on top of that. It's so cool. I'm telling you, search the hashtag algorave, like algorithm rave.
Like Al
Um,
Gore rave.
no, yeah, algorave. It's so cool watching what all of these musicians, all of these DJs can do with this because it's talent. I'm in
Yeah.
awe of what they're able to piece together with this. Also, a video that I wanted to show here is a video by a creator named David Miniatures, and we've talked about some of the cool videos that people um, post having to do with miniatures. Here we go.
Aw.
David Miniatures
Oh, I
worked
saw this. Yes.
with Disneyland. I'm gonna mute this because I think that's gonna get us copyright strike.
Just imagine the "It's a Small World" holiday thing.
Yes.
Right.
But this is a
And they're showing the
total miniature
process.
build of "It's a Small World" holiday. I don't know if they're gonna have this out on
Wow.
display in the parks.
Yeah, it's
But
there. It's in a
Is it?
case. I think.
2,160 pieces.
Yeah, I believe it's
2,000.
in the store, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, that's so cool.
Looks like it's made with parts with like 3D printed, some laser cut.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's all hand painted, all this stuff. It's awesome.
With tweezers and. Ooh, wow.
I mean, all Disneyland has a
That's
rich history
cool.
of miniatures.
120 individual bushes and shrubs. 200
over
hours.
200
I
hours
believe
of
it.
work. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I will say that, the more that I get into like the 3D printing stuff, building like a miniature model like this is on my list of things that I would love to do one day.
Mm-hmm.
I think we briefly talked about them. I forgot their name, but there's the family out in the like Orange County, Fullerton area, I believe, that their backyard is basically a miniature Disneyland, and they allow people to come in and like view their little mini park in their backyard. You can sign up for tickets and stuff. They don't do it all the time, so you have to kind of keep a lookout for it. But I mean, this is professional work, right? I mean, obviously, David Miniatures is a professional at this, but
Yeah.
I think as I continue to learn more and more about the process, at some point I'm gonna want to build like this. The
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I feel is gonna be one of the next like big projects outside of some of the things that I'm working on for specific people right now. Um, I saw this really cool haunted mansion book nook that
Oh,
Oh,
I
those are
want to build.
fun.
Yeah, and I wanted to be able to place it on the shelf up here. It just looks like the hallway,
Yeah.
right.
of the haunted mansion, and if I can incorporate some kind of Pepper's Ghost effect where I have the Hatbox Ghost, like maybe I'll build the hallway where the Hatbox Ghost is. I don't know. At least at Walt Disney World, not here. He's in the attic here. He's in the right spot here. Um, but I don't know. Something haunted mansion in that book nook is probably going to be my next build. At least for like a personal build. But
You're
man,
not
it's a small
alone.
world. Over 200 hours. This is like this is magical.
Yeah.
Um, then the other video I wanted to show was this one that Imagineering shared. Their caption is "Step into the Coco Suite, celebrating family, music, and craftsmanship at Pixar Place Hotel, now available to book for stays at the Disneyland Resort." Have you seen this video yet?
No. But
I don't
but my
remember.
parents had a a yellow wall just like that.
I know. I know so many families and friends that had this like yellow wall as well. So
Yep.
it,
My
it
aunt
seems
has
so
it.
familiar and
Oh,
cozy.
she does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So let me play the video and then we can talk about it.
Wonderful note. Today, we're at Pixar Place Hotel inside the brand new Coco Suite. There's so many amazing details that are
Aw.
true to the Coco story, and we worked very closely with our Pixar partners to create a vibrant hacienda that is inspired by the Rivera family and their love for music and their love for each other. So here we have a whole history of the Rivera family. We even have that iconic photograph that had been ripped in a family fight over the years. As we were working with different artists in Oaxaca, we really wanted them to bring their own craftsmanship to the stories that we were telling. And it came out really beautiful in different types of tapestries and paintings and alebrije. No Coco space would be complete without Dante in the
I
room.
want that.
And there is a magic touch to bring him to life.
No. Wait.
I know. That's where it stops. That's all they. That's all they show. Um, I love this room so much.
Yeah.
The Imagineering is so good at the details for what they put together, especially when it comes to theming for some of these. Like we recently talked about the theming on the cruise ship with
Mhm.
Hercules and the Incredibles and stuff. The aesthetic was just spot on. But this, it like I know that it's a hotel room, but like this detail here, the bedboard, or like it feels like a bed you would go buy at the swap meet, right?
It's
Like
homey.
it
It's
is
homey. It's familiar.
it's so well like this. This they made,
I
right?
love
This
that.
they didn't buy this. Like it's got the sugar skulls from Coco. I know sugar skulls are not specifically from
it's-
Coco,
But the ones they're
the
stylized
stylistic
in the
ones,
way
Right.
exactly,
they
they're
are in the
stylized in
film.
the way of the film. So
But the style
somebody
of the artwork does come
Yeah.
from Mexico.
exactly, and all of this, the way that they added these little touches, just
I love
man,
it.
the tapestry here, I think they did an amazing job. This right
Mm.
here, oh, I can't rewind it, but that wooden piece is possibly like one of my favorite things that I saw in this video. I would love to have one of those in my
Mhm.
living room. It's just such a beautiful piece. And then this derpy dog. Or, how do you
I'm just gonna put my little comment here at the end, just in case you want to not include it. But could they have gotten a whiter lady to do the video for this room?
I mean, it's an Imagineer.
I
right?
understand.
They worked
but
on it.
I'm
but
sure there are plenty of folks that worked on this. I just like
Yes.
it's like if
I
I
do
was
see
doing
your
it, I'm like,
point.
this hacienda and the alhebrije, and I'm laughing, and I'm sorry. I'm sure this lady,
No, I appreciate you for saying
Kristen,
that.
did a wonderful job of leading the team and all this stuff. I was just so funny to be like, all right, here we are, Coco.
I
I'm not
appreciate the call out.
I'm not gonna-
Oh, here's the piece.
I'm not gonna
I will be
pretend to
honest.
say Spanish words correctly, but I
No,
can
no.
recognize when it sounds really white, like I would say them.
I'll be honest. She was talking. I wasn't listening. I was just looking at everything.
Oh, go watch it
everything else.
again.
She didn't. Yeah, she. I mean,
Excuse
I'm
me.
sure she was telling information, but I was just like, I think it's just the artwork and everything that went in that I was just like, oh my gosh, like, if you know, like, the framework, the how everything is designed, you're like, it
Yeah.
just takes you back. So
And I'm sure Kristen is a wonderful person and and it looks like they did a great job on this. So it's no knock
Kirsten.
to Kirsten as a
Kirsten.
person.
Yeah.
So
Well, thank you for calling that
but
out.
just
Yeah.
it cracked me up a little bit.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like I want to recreate this, by the way.
oh, it's
Yeah,
I
doable.
want
this-
to make my own
yeah.
It's
version
doable.
of this. Yeah.
Yeah, just get
Just
out
in your own style?
your mahogany board and your chisels and
I have chisels.
Sharpen
I
'em
have
up
wooden
and-
planks.
You know what? Just grab some air dry, clay. Go for it.
I could do that.
or
That's
take
the
a
easy
picture
way
of
out,
it
Mel.
and
It is,
3D
but
model
you know
it.
what? There's hard work
and-
still. So,
That's true.
3D model it and print it in 40 pieces.
oh jeez.
I would have to do it in 40 pieces. My printer is very small. All right. Well, I would love to visit that room one day. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be $800-900 to stay there. I don't know what it costs to stay at a Disney hotel these days, but it's not cheap.
No, that's
I'll tell
that's
you that
probably
much.
the low end.
Yeah. Let's see. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Dreamlight Valley before we wrap up today's episode because
Yeah.
there was some pretty cool updates. The last update was called the Winter Ball. There's a brand new star path going on. We're getting Cinderella as part of the story. We recently had some additions with the new DLC. We had Tigger, we had Cruella, we had Tinkerbell, and Snow White. Those were the primary characters that were part of the story, and then there was a tease for another character related to
Yeah.
one other character in there at
One
the end.
other.
Which, by the way, I was
Is it
a little upset.
Indiana Jones.
It is Indiana
I
Jones.
wish.
Why did you spoil it? Why did you spoil it? I was a little upset because you know how at the end, once the credits roll and stuff, it does the cutscene and it shows you whatever's supposed to happen. My cutscene glitched out and I just got a black screen before it went back to the game. So I heard the audio,
Oh
I heard the music, I heard the audio, but I didn't see any of the visuals related to the cutscene. So I had to go find it on YouTube
Oh.
and watch somebody else's just because I wanted to see what it was. But I know who the character is just from the voice and everything
What?
that came up. So
Oh, I
it's
don't
short
know.
round. I just want to spoil
Oh.
it. There it is. It's short round. So yeah, this new update. There was a lot of quality of life updates. There was some. You can sell things back to Scrooge.
Finally.
You can do I know you could do a lot of filtering to find products in Scrooge's shop, which was desperately needed. The last DLC gave us horseback riding, which is
Mhm.
one of the coolest dynamics there is in the game right now. There's, like I said, there's a new star path. The coolest addition is that they added something called dream teams to this update, and the dream teams allow you to have a group of friends. You create basically a team, you send them a code, and you can share resources between characters. That's something that I think has been badly needed as
Yep.
part of the game for some time now. When they originally executed the multiplayer dynamic, um, how do I say this nicely? It was bad. It wasn't. It was riddled with bugs, and it wasn't great. It was slow, and it was also incorrectly flagging accounts as hacked or
Oh.
using hacked items in a way where they were getting banned. They were getting auto banned by the system because they were incorrectly getting flagged. And so the way I think there was some investigation, people were able to get their accounts back. There was a lot of back and forth, but I think what was happening is that uh, in Animal Crossing, something that got really popular for a long time were these things called treasure islands, where you could go either on Twitch or some kind of like Discord or something, find somebody who was streaming, and what they would do is they found a way to hack the game so that they could just duplicate a bunch of items. You could go to the treasure island, you would find their like dodo code and fly to their island, and they would allow you to pick up whatever you could take home with you, whatever your inventory would allow you to pick up. And so you could get the color schemes for every single item, every
It was
type,
awesome.
and it was amazing. It was great. And I think people wanted to do the same thing with Dreamlight Valley. They wanted to create these treasure islands, and they wanted to allow people to come over using the multiplayer dynamic. What ended up happening was people not only found a way to duplicate items by hacking the game, they found a way to also duplicate the blue moonstone chest and the items that you were supposed to purchase, which was bad because those were obviously not purchased by the other person. They were just getting the free version, and so there was an inconsistency in what was happening there. So whenever you went to somebody's island or valley rather, you didn't know if the stuff that they were leaving on the ground was duplicated via some kind of hack or if it was something that they actually mined for and they were able to just leave for somebody, to give. And that's where a lot of the errors were happening. That's where a lot of the glitches were happening. People were losing their accounts. And so now this new dream team thing is a little different. It's I think it's up to 7 people that are allowed to be a part of your dream team. You have the opportunity to kind of see what's happening in their valley. It'll kind of give you like an activity log of like, oh, they just befriended this person, or they just leveled up their friendship with Snow White, or they just completed this task in the star path, or whatever the case is. And then throughout the day, you have the opportunity to request up to 4 items once.
Oh.
I think it's very limited right now. You can only get 1 item per person, I believe. I don't know if that's going to change, but it's a very basic structure. But I think it works a lot better than the other one because you're specifically asking for things and people can directly send it to you. If you ask for something and you don't get it on that day, the next day you can get up to 2 items because you didn't get it the day before. So you can stack up to 2 at a time.
Mm.
So it's a
Okay.
little confusing that there's 4 slots because you can only get 2 per day. I'm sure that that will grow at some point. I wonder if the limit of 2 is because they're trying to test the process and they're trying to make sure everything functions before they start
Probably.
complicating it with like 4 items per group. We set up our own dream team so far. It's called Discord Valley over on our Discord in the gaming section. We set it up. We're probably going to have multiple of these because, again, there's a 7 player limit. But our first one is underway. I think we have like 1 or 2 slots available on that one. and it's gonna be fun to play with this new dynamic. What's been your experience so far playing Mel? What's been your favorite part of the DLC and this latest update so far?
My favorite part I would say is like the having the horses. Um, that's been fun, and the fact that they let us like customize it. So that was fun, and I took advantage. So I was surprised that they had like the right colors, so I gave myself a Madam Mim horse. She doesn't
Nice.
exist. So I'm like,
Nice.
I'm gonna do this. And the coolest thing is like your character, your horse is being referred to. So her name comes up. I'm
Yeah.
like, this is fun. Um
Yeah.
I honestly felt like this DLC was like too short. Like it just
Mm.
felt too short for me. Like I'm like this when I got the credits, I'm like this is like I'm done. This was like the shortest thing, but I don't like a few of the things on at the ranch. I don't like how there's no Goofy stall and I have to go chase him around in his vehicle. I
Yeah.
don't like that. How there's not a way to quickly grab, materials. I wish that was a little bit more
Oh,
frequent.
there is.
Wait, what?
There is. Yeah. So two things that you can do. So this is what I did now that I finished.
Hmm.
You know Moana's fishing boat and
Yeah,
Kristoff's stall and Beast flower thing and everything. That have you unlocked all of those?
probably not.
Okay. Well, as part of the standard game,
Right.
as you progress, you unlock. Moana's boat, I'm sure you have because it's really early on in the game. Like you can't unlock Maui
Yeah, we've got
without the
Moana's
fishing
boat where all the
Oh,
fish is.
I
Yeah.
thought you meant in
where you
the.
go gather
Sorry,
the
I
fish and
thought you
stuff. Like,
meant
yeah,
on
yeah,
the.
I have
The
Moana's
ranch.
boat.
yeah. No, so the reason I'm bringing that up is because that Kristoff stall, Aladdin's gem thing, like all of those additional stalls, Tiana's like food one that you can
Mhm.
unlock as part of the game, you can add them to Wish Blossom Ranch. And once you add them, you can go once a day, just like you would everywhere else, and collect the gems for that area. You can collect the fish for that area. And what's even cooler is if if you have the DLC for what's the ancient one called? Remind me. The second DLC. What was it called? Or the first DLC rather.
Toot Magoot, Toot
Um,
Steamboat. I don't know.
No.
Eternity Isle.
Yes.
Steamboat.
So if you have Eternity Isle, you can create the ancient vacuums, and if you upgrade the ancient vacuums, you can place them in Wish Blossom Ranch, and then just run around and use that to collect all of the stuff, all of the plants, all of the things you can pick up. That's what I've been doing
I'm
at
so
every
glad I'm
wishing
bringing
well.
this up.
This game
Yeah, so
is dumb, by the way. The ancient vacuum. Ah, yes. Back in the day when our forefathers
were using
invented
Our
the
ancestors.
ancient vacuums.
exactly.
Our ancestors. If we only would have known about the ancient vacuum
Here's-
technology sooner, we would have had a more polite society.
Here's the thing.
Mm.
I get what you're saying. But my rebuttal to that is every chapter we've had so far of Dreamlight Valley, including the original story, even if you don't have the DLCs,
Mhm.
the original story up until this point has played on a lot of issues that I think children and some adults deal with in their lifetime, right? It's
Mhm.
the idea of growing up, the challenges of growing up, the challenges of losing your childlike wonder about things. It's in many ways it's kind of a heavy game when it comes to some of
Yeah.
the themes that it has, right? So if you have really young children that aren't prepared to deal with some of those emotional aspects of the game, it
Mhm.
might be a little hard for them to play. But as adults, you kind of look back and you retrospectively are like, oh, like, yeah, I felt like that growing up
It's
too.
like
Like, oh my god,
you
like,
went to therapy, and it's like I didn't ask to go to therapy.
that's what I'm saying. Exactly.
I was
There
like,
is
dang.
moments where the plants are like, oh, when you were growing up, you did this and this. I'm like, I did. I really did. And it's like, in
I
order
got mad
to
at some
release
points.
Tinkerbell. Yeah, exactly. Like there were things where I'm like, oh yeah, well, you're whatever. I don't
You
care
don't
what
know
you
me.
say. You don't know me exactly. But yeah, it deals with some themes that not everybody, I think, is ready to deal with at times.
Yeah.
They're very surface level, obviously, but I think there are points in the game that can be triggering to some people depending on your emotional state about certain things. And when you think, I used to think certain things like that were dumb too, Andrew, like ancient vacuum. That's dumb. Until I started realizing that the entire game is basically your main character's journey from child to adult, right? So this entire, sorry to give you a portion of the story away, but Dreamlight Valley is like your imagination, right? Like Dreamlight Valley was built from your memories, from your heart, from your brain, from
It's your fault.
your experiences. Yeah, everything is your fault basically, and you're blamed for stuff.
You're right.
So, and quite frequently in Wish Blossom Ranch, by the way, and very meanly by some of those flowers. But when you start thinking about that as a child, if I would have thought like, oh, my grandmother had this really old vacuum, it's like, man, that vacuum's ancient, right? But it would suck up everything and it would work. So from a child thinking that's an ancient vacuum, that's kind of where I see it getting insane now. But trust me, there was a lot of stuff that I was like, that sounds dumb. How could it be that?
And when I'm saying this, I'm just saying it sounds dumb to talk about. Like, well, I had to go and pick up all the gems with my ancient vacuum, and then I rode my horse over and talked to a lad. Like the game, if describing what you're doing, sounds ridiculous.
But it's so fun.
But it is
You know
also
what?
ridiculous, and it can be fun and be
Yeah.
stupid at the same time. And I say
Yeah.
stupid in a loving manner. I call
Yeah,
lots
yeah,
of
yeah.
things stupid.
You know, it's something I do wish the horses could do. I wish
Fly.
they could well,
Pegasus can.
Yes.
In like high up, not 2 feet off the ground.
oh,
No.
Yeah.
He can fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, what did you
Um,
wish they could do?
I wish they could go up against a tree and just kick it from behind and just you
Oh.
get I'm
Knock
talking
all
about
the
from like
stuff
Animal
out.
Crossing.
Yeah.
You get stuff.
Yes.
That's funny.
That would
That
be
would be great.
great.
You know how Tom Nook would get so angry at that?
Yeah.
I love getting Tom Nook angry. Yeah, I so far I've enjoyed Wish Blossom Ranch. I did enjoy the main story. At first, when you mentioned, because you finished it way before I did,
Yeah.
and I remember you mentioning to us in the text chain that you thought it was really short. And at first, I thought it was because this one was unique to the other ones because the last two DLCs they released in 3 chapters. Like
Yeah.
every 3 months they released the next part of the DLC. So you had to wait to be able to complete it. This one they released everything at once. So you were able to play through the whole thing within a few days if you had the time to play. Now, in all fairness, how long did it take you to get through the whole DLC?
Less than a week, but that
Okay,
was
yeah.
because I was at home because I was on break.
Okay, so most people, it did take about a week to get through. It took me about 4 days of playing
Oh,
in
dang.
order to get through it. Yeah. However, it was also because I think I have a picture of it. I know I sent it to both of you. I'll put it
Oh.
up on the screen right now. But there was a little bit of a hack that you could use to level up the horses, because in Wish Blossom Ranch it's really about the horses and what they can do for you. So the horses that you can befriend and ride and use throughout the process are your original horse, which is the one that you build, like Mel was talking about. My horse is named Jingles,
Aw.
in honor of Jingles on King Arthur's
Oh, I gotta
carousel.
get this
I have
so
a
I can
white
name
horse
one
and stuff
Testy
like that.
Pat.
Yes, exactly. So I have Jingles, and then my second one, I went all out, and I named it Sprinkles, and it's like a purple horse with like colorful like manes and
cute.
stuff. It's crazy looking. It looks like a rainbow like ice cream sundae basically. And then you have Sven, which you can
Yeah.
unlock as part of the gameplay. You can also ride Sven. You have Maximus, there's Pegasus, and there's Khan. And each one of those you unlock as you progress in the game. And so your first horse, like the skill that the horse that you start off with, it can push rocks. But in order for it to push the massive rocks out of the way for you to be able to move to that next area, you have to get them to like a level 3 or level 5 or something like that. And every day, in order to do that, you have to give them their favorite food. There's 3 food options you can give them. You pet them, you brush them, and then you kind of play with them. You ride them around, you jump around stuff, and that's how you level them up. So there was this interesting hack that somebody found where they realized that if you did the jumping animation with the horse, if there was nothing on the other side, it would bounce back, and you could basically go into an endless loop trying to get the horse to just level up the XP. And so there were at least 2 days worth of me leveling up horses to the levels I needed them to progress in the game. And I got tired of just sitting there. I got hungry at one point, and I got super high tech and used a piece of tape to hold my controller in place and to stick down the button that I needed in the direction so that the horse was just jumping while I went to go make food for myself. So, I was able to use that. And of course, the folks at Gameloft are like, nah, we hate fun. We're going to patch this. You can't do this anymore.
I know they
And so
called
in
it
the
an
patch
issue.
notes,
No fun.
yeah, in the patch notes, they were like, there was an issue where people were able to do this. It's like, it wasn't an issue. People found a creative way to level up the horses, and it made you angry.
Right. This isn't hurting anything, anybody. Why did you do this?
It's and I think part of the reason a lot of other people thought the DLC was really short was because they went through the process of upgrading their horses so quickly. Like I know you talked about creating a little like course for them to kind of help level them up and stuff like that. When you speed up the process, obviously, like if you waited the whole time in order to get them to whatever level you needed, if you only gave them the food, and by the way, some of the like the meals that you had to make for the horses are also glitched out. There was errors in making specific ones, so you could only give them up to 2 meals in some cases per day. Like if you followed that regimen of feeding them, brushing them, petting them, and that's it, it would take you a good 5 or 6 days to level them up to where you needed.
No,
so theoretically, the DLC should have taken 3 or 4 weeks to complete if you followed it. But people didn't do that. People just want to get through it. There are content creators that want to speed run it as quickly as possible. So this hack is one of those situations where like now people can't poop in the best place sort of situation because the influencers gave it away. Right? That's kind of how I feel about it. Where if it was like on a Discord somewhere and people were like, yeah, use this cool trick to level up your horses, and that's where it stayed, great. But because people want the views and they want to do the process, that's when Gameloft's are like, oh yeah, that's not gonna work for us, brother. And they were like, we're getting this issue where people are enjoying their games, so they hate fun.
And they gave us another issue.
And they gave that music sound thing.
I'm so frustrated.
Apparently they're fixing it. There's a hot fix. There's a hot fix that either got released today or it's coming in the next day or something like that. That's supposed to fix all of that. So it was frustrating. Disappearing music, looping intro music.
It was annoying.
The weird delays that it had when certain things were happening. I didn't notice it really until you brought it up because I generally play with the sound off. because I'm usually listening to a podcast or an audiobook or something. And it wasn't until I started playing with the sound, one, to see what you were listening to see if I got it as well. And two, because I was talking to Jason about the DLC, and he's like, dude, the music is so good in Wish Blossom Ranch. And I hadn't heard any of it because like I said, I played
It's
without the
nice.
sound. It's actually really good music in the DLC too. They went all out on this one as well. So, do I recommend this DLC? Yeah, I think it's fun. I think the horse dynamic alone brings a cool, fun way to play. If you want to be able to travel quickly, it doesn't take up your energy the way that gliding does, which I think is so cool and so good. I think it offers new opportunities to, I don't know, extend the gameplay. Does this DLC seem shorter? It did. I will agree with Mel on this one. I think it did seem a little bit shorter than usual, even if I hadn't gone through the process of taping my controller to level up my horses. It did seem like there was a little bit less content. The map is massive. The map is massive, but the canyon, or like the area where Cruella is, I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of that one. Yeah, I think they kind of missed the mark on that one. Like, they do so well with theming on everything else that on this one, it was a little disappointing.
But the Pixie one, that one's beautiful.
It looks so good.
I thought Storybook was
the Wish Blossom Ranch area?
No. Storybook Vale. I thought that one was like really nice, but this one I was like, I should just move my house here. Like, this is really cool.
There are certain houses that I'm already planning. Peter Pan's house, I'm already gonna move over there, like for sure.
Yeah.
There's other ones that I'm gonna move. I'm trying to figure out what to do with the area for Cruella, because it's probably the biggest part of the map. Yeah. And I don't know, it's so
ugly.
bad. It doesn't look good. It's hard to decorate it. It just looks so desolate, and I don't know. Well, I'll figure. I'm sure that if I go look at people's builds, though, they're gonna have these beautiful, like,
probably
amazing builds that are just gonna put me to shame in every which way. But you go, you get inspired, and you kind of move on. So, all right. I think that's what we're gonna call it today. What do you think?
Oh, my shirt. Shirt.
Oh, your shirt.
I got a Mickey Santa shirt on from Disneyland.
Yay!
I don't know, it's a couple of years old.
I love it.
There you go. Mickey in a Santa hat. Says Disneyland. What can you do? That's my shirt.
It's a Mickey shirt.
It's a Mickey shirt. I got so many Christmas shirts.
How many Christmas shirts do you have?
I don't know. Probably about a dozen.
I don't know. It felt like the right question to ask. All right. That's it. We are going to call it for this episode. So, until next time, you can't see us, just like you can't see John Cena. Again, thank you, John, for almost 25 years of memories, even though I wasn't a huge fan from the very beginning, but the ruthless aggression and all that stuff. Word life.
Best years were like years 6 and 7.
Maybe.
I was going to say.
One of those two. It had to be one of those two. Maybe he skipped them. Maybe he went straight to year 8, but who knows? Until next time, keep dreaming, keep moving forward, and always remember to pass on the magic. Have a fantastic week.
Bye.
See ya.